Imagine a queen so majestic, her image still captivates the world centuries later. Elizabeth I of England. Clad in dazzling gowns embroidered with pearls and gemstones, her skin painted in stark white lead makeup, her red wig styled into regal perfection. But behind the glamour and power of the Virgin Queen lies a surprising truth. Her body rarely touched water. Today that sounds unthinkable. But in the 16th century it wasn't just normal, it was considered wise. In this video, we'll dive deep, ironically, into the hygiene practices of Queen Elizabeth I and uncover why bathing was not only rare, but feared across Europe. From perfumed gloves to vinegar-soaked cloths, from medical superstitions to religious influence, prepare to be both fascinated and horrified by what cleanliness meant in the Renaissance. Elizabeth I reportedly bathed once a month, regardless of whether it was necessary. But for her time, that was practically luxurious. Most of her subjects bathed far less frequently, some not at all. When she did bathe, it was an elaborate ritual. A large copper tub would be brought to her private chambers. The water was heated in large cauldrons and scented with herbal oils, lavender, rosemary, rose petals, to not only cleanse the skin, but protect it from disease. Her ladies-in-waiting assisted her every step of the way. But between those rare baths, how did she stay clean? Elizabeth relied on rose water-soaked cloths to wipe herself down, changed her linen undergarments regularly, and wore gloves perfumed with musk and floral oils to mask unpleasant body odors. She even used special cloths stitched with black silk to clean her teeth, and golden toothpicks to scrape away debris. Compared to her contemporaries, she was surprisingly well-groomed. But that's not saying much. To modern minds, it's baffling. Why wouldn't people bathe more often? In the Middle Ages and Renaissance, water was feared. Physicians believed that warm water opened the pores, allowing bad air or miasmas to enter the body and cause disease. Bathing, especially in hot water, was thought to weaken the body, disturb the balance of the humors, and even lead to death. In fact, French physician Ambroise Paré wrote that bathing filled the head with vapors and weakened the nerves and ligaments. And English philosopher Francis Bacon even devised a bizarre 6-hour bathing method that involved sealing the skin with oil and wax after immersion. Public bathhouses, once common in medieval cities, began to shut down with the outbreak of plague epidemics. As a result, water became not a tool for health, but a threat to it. So what replaced bathing? Linen. It was widely believed that a clean white shirt could absorb dirt and sweat from the skin, acting as a filter between the body and filth. Elizabeth I reportedly changed her linen garments frequently, more so than most nobles, earning her a reputation for being clean by 16th century standards. Her layers of fine clothing weren't just about fashion, they were functional, hiding the reality that her body remained largely untouched by water. The Queen also relied on cosmetics to maintain her appearance. Her iconic white complexion was achieved through ceruse, a paste made of white lead and vinegar. It was toxic, but it created the pale, almost ethereal beauty ideal of the day. Compared to other European royals, Elizabeth was relatively hygienic. Her successor, James I, was rumored to wash only his fingers. French King Henry IV was infamous for his stench, and his son Louis XIV bragged that he inherited it. Louis XIV reportedly bathed only twice in his life, both times on a doctor's orders. Instead, he changed his linen several times a day and wore heavy perfumes to mask the odor. Even the concept of toilet paper was foreign. Most people, royalty included, used moss, rags, or leaves. Hygiene was a delicate subject, and for some, even talking about it was taboo. In Spain, frequent bathing became associated with Muslim and Jewish practices, especially after the expulsion of the Moors. Queen Isabella of Castile is often rumored to have bathed only once in her life. After her rule, public baths were demolished, and those who bathed regularly were suspected of secretly practicing non-Christian faiths. Under the Spanish Inquisition, even washing too often could be seen as suspicious behavior. Meanwhile, in the Islamic world, cleanliness was seen as essential. Muslims washed before prayer multiple times a day. In the Ottoman Empire, public bathhouses were everywhere. Foreign travelers marveled at how clean people were in cities like Istanbul and Tripoli. In Eastern Europe and Scandinavia, steam baths and saunas remained popular. Russian bathhouses, or banyas, involved intense sweating, followed by cold plunges or rolling in snow. Even in the dead of winter, Russians would beat themselves with birch branches to stimulate circulation and cleanse the skin. It wasn't until the 18th and 19th centuries that attitudes in Western Europe began to change. As science progressed and the link between cleanliness and health became clearer, bathing slowly returned. By the 19th century, with the rise of indoor plumbing, public sanitation, and germ theory, regular bathing became a normal part of life. But it had taken centuries to overcome the deep-seated fear of water. Queen Elizabeth I, for all her brilliance and power, was a product of her time. Her elaborate gowns and powdered face concealed a reality that speaks volumes about the strange and fearful beliefs of the Renaissance era.